Young girls, don't cry. You're not alone in the fight. The broken, the unspoken, we can't heal if the wound is open. If it's like no one cares to see your heart is bleeding, you cry is ignored when you are ill. When the road of pain in life you get to see it, to gain for their own mental land. Be strong, be brave. You're too far away from the grave. Stand tall. We are here. We don't know the spirit of fear. We will overcome. Yes, we will overcome. We will overcome. Yes, we will. We will overcome. Yes, we will overcome. We will overcome. Yes, we will. Liberia, when will we stop being the inferior? Our vulnerable children, stripped of their innocence. It feels like no one hears to see your heart is bleeding. Your cry is ignored when you are ill. When the wrong, the pain, and lies are kept a secret to gain for their own benefit. Be strong, be brave. You're too far away from the grave. Stand tall. We are here. We don't know the spirit of fear. We will overcome. Yes, we will overcome. We will overcome. Yes, we will. We will overcome. Yes, we will overcome. We will overcome. Yes, we will. Liberia, we can't give up. Liberia, we can't give up. Liberia, we can't give up. We have turned their backs. Young girls, don't cry. You're not alone in the fight.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, men and women. Welcome to the Commander Galpohkpa Chesson Talk Show. Today is October the 8th, 2021. My question this morning is, why is Serena Cephas not investigated by the Liberian government? Why is Musa Dean not setting up a commission to investigate Serena Sifa, the Solicitor General of Liberia, for ritualistic killings? For the phone call that we hear between him and Ellen Cochran? Why is Serena Sifa not being investigated? That's my question. This is the first instance of injustice in the Republic of Liberia. Then we look at the Brownie Samukai case. What's the situation with this case? Why isn't Ellen Johnson Sirleaf and George Weah being involved in this case and put an arrest to it? Are you people going to let this case bring about instability in the northern region of our country? This is bullshit, and it needs to cease and desist. You people need to call Ellen Johnson Sirleaf in the court and let her clarify her involvement in this case with Brownie Samukai, and then let them get together and pay that damn money effective immediately. Or make some arrangement with George Weah to have the Republic of Liberia take responsibility for those soldiers' money. Those soldiers cannot suffer because of the acts of our criminal leaders. Take heed and govern yourselves accordingly. Now, this protest going on with these marketeers. I mean, why would you always take one step forward and 3 steps backwards? Attend to this situation, George Weah. Arrest this damn situation effective immediately. The people cannot be crying in the market because of your incompetence and failures. And you people need to get your shit correct. How long are we going to go through this thing? How long are we going to go through this thing? Every time we take 1 step forward, we take 2, 3 steps backwards. This cannot persist if we hope to progress and advance. It cannot. And until and unless our leaders understand that they are men and women and not kids and babies and useless bullshitters, shit will not go right in my country. And I'm tired. I am damn well tired of incompetence, uselessness, and just pure ass bullshit. Get your shit together, George Weah. Get your shit together. Attend to those people in the damn market and let that noise cease and desist. Effective immediately. What is all this stupidness about? Let me get into my lesson. Oh, before I go on, I told you about this Serena Sifa. There must be an investigation on that telephone call between Ellen Cochran and Serena Sifa. There is no way that our country can persist as a civilized nation among the committee of world nations if our Solicitor General is implicated in ritualistic killings and he stays Solicitor General of the Republic of Liberia without a full and proper investigation into that telephone call. Musa Dean, if you are a man with balls, you better get up and act effective immediately. Because somebody got to take responsibility for justice in Liberia. Somebody has to take responsibility for law and order in Liberia. And since you people are so useless and incompetent and just damn well backwards, I think I better take for and hold that responsibility dear to my heart right now. Because the shit that go on in my country is just asinine. It's just asinine and criminal. There is no way the Solicitor General can be implicated in ritualistic killings without a proper investigation into his behavior and action. He was on that telephone call. And so long as his voice and evidence of his being on that call is public, there has to and must be an investigation into his actions and into that telephone call that involves the President of the Republic of Liberia and other people. What the hell do you people think this is? What the hell do you people think we are running here? A damn killing camp? People can just accuse our leader of murder and we forget about it and just go on? And this damn Serena Cephas talking about people want to kill him? Y'all should want to kill that bitch. Who the hell do you think we are? This man on the telephone call talking about ritualistic killings in my country, and he was still Solicitor General of my republic without a thorough investigation into that telephone call. Are you people nuts? Are you people damn well stupid asses? Then when I cuss and get mad, then you're talking about Chesson. But let me just leave that for the time being. Okay, let's go in my lesson. Today's topics: sex, pregnancy, abortion, and the law. 2. Who to blame for the state of confusion in the CPP? And 3. Going forward. Let me just take a minute to cool down from this Serena Cephas mess. Because I hate to see a miscarriage of justice in my country. I hate to see a civilized nation being brought down to shame and disgrace by useless slum dwellers calling themselves leaders. Let me take a break and sip my coffee before I start my lesson. Sex, pregnancy, abortion, and the law. The big thing in our country right now, in America, is what happened in Texas. And I woke up this morning with the decision of U.S. Supreme Court Judge Robert Pittman on a case in Texas regarding the rights of women. So as we can see, since Donald Trump, the people in Texas gone nuts too, man. Everybody just going nuts. Roe v. Wade is the major law controlling women's rights and abortion in America right now. It's a law that was passed in 1973. It divides the abortion rights into different, what they call it, trimesters. Because there are different, they could look at abortion in women. I will get into all of that. And they want to determine at what state in a woman's pregnancy is their life. So, because our law protects life at every state. So before you can perform abortion, The law wants to know, is their life? Is a woman cognizant that she's pregnant? And all these different laws are made, these different impacts on pregnancy, women pregnancies, impact our laws because of different activities in society. A woman can get pregnant because of incest, sleeping with relatives. A woman can get pregnant because of rape. And many people don't want those kind of pregnancies. We know that pregnancy through incest can lead to mental deformities in the families and all kind of fucked up shit down the road. Excuse the expression. And we know that rape and all the things. Why would a woman want to carry the baby of a man who perpetrated violence against her? So the law provides for the opportunity to abort those kind of babies. But under the law, life is significant. And the law protects life at every stage. So Roe v. Wade in 1973 divided pregnancy into what they call trimesters, into terms of 6 weeks or 6 months or whatever it is. But you got to understand, I have to go back to refresh myself on the law on Roe v. Wade. But it protects life. It gives rights to others individually to go after those who perpetrate pregnancies and who perpetrate abortions of pregnancies that may be a violation of the rights of parties involved. The man, there got to be a man and a woman to the pregnancy. So if a woman gets pregnant and she goes and have an abortion, and the man hears about it, he has a right to that pregnancy too. He has a right to sue anybody who tries to abort that pregnancy. So the law protects that right, the rights of the baby, and the rights of the mother. So it becomes a big issue of women's rights to have a say in their own bodies. What we're going to do with my body? Why should the law control my body? Why should the law tell me what to do with my body? And that's the big issue now. Women's rights, pregnancy, the other parties' rights, and the law. And this is where we are with the Texas situation. Now in Texas, since Donald Trump drove our country nuts and trying to still justify his wickedness in this damn country. One man tried to overthrow our government, and he still go out of his way to lie and do evil shit to say he didn't do it. You did it, Donald Trump, and you must be punished. You must be punished for what you did on January 6, 2021. That's a crime to overthrow our government. That's a crime to attempt a coup d'etat in this country. So I don't care what you write or what you say to justify your criminal behavior. You are guilty. And the January 6th Commission will finalize that so you can be punished. You can't get away with that, Donald Trump. You got to be punished. And because of you, all this Shenanigans is going on in our country today. Now, Governor Abbott and the people in Texas got together and decided to change Roe v. Wade on their own. A federal law that protects the rights and interests of women. These people got together in Texas and decided, well, Donald Trump started all the wickedness. Let's just continue it. Let's punish the women further. So they passed this law changing Roe v. Wade, stating that the fetal heartbeat, when it's first heard within the first 6 weeks after pregnancy, people can sue anybody who helps a woman abort that baby. Now we know that under Roe v. Wade, the first 6 weeks, 6 weeks? Yeah, the first few weeks of pregnancy, the woman really doesn't know that she's pregnant. She may not know that she's pregnant. She may not know. Usually she doesn't know she's pregnant. And the baby heart doesn't start beating within that time frame usually. So the law protects the baby once there is heartbeat. And the woman knows. And also the law protects the woman against incest and rape. So it allows her to abort the child or fetus within that period. So we are looking at the fetal heartbeat that determines life. Under Roe v. Wade, the woman is free to have the right to abort. Under the Texas law now, Greg Abbott and his boys in Texas are saying no. Once there is fetal heartbeat, anybody that helps to abort that pregnancy can be sued. A private suit can be brought against them. Private rights. So there we are. And it's a conflict between this rule and Roe v. Wade that gives the woman the right to abort that baby within that trimester, within that first trimester. So here we are now. This is a restraining order to stop the Texas government from pursuing with this law. It's SB 8. Texas law SB 8 to dealing with abortion or something like that. Okay? Now, I don't want to go into kids. Let me take this step by step. Let me deal with abortion first. Abortion has to deal with life. When we talk about abortion, there are many ramifications in society that impact a woman aborting her pregnancy. We have religion. We have family rights. We have personal beliefs. We have the interests of the parties. We have the interest of the child, the life that we seek to preserve. Okay? So religion plays a vital part in all of this. I'm a Christian. I'm also I'm Catholic. I don't believe in abortion. Okay? But before I became a Catholic, I was Protestant. I'm a black man. So as a black man, you know, whether you Catholic or not, once you're raised in the black community, you go to the Protestant, Protestant, whatever they call themselves, the Holy Bench. I'm Liberian. So religion is a great part of my upbringing. And I'm also a Catholic. So when I know what it is to abhor abortion, taking life, I'm pro-life. But I'm also pro-choice, giving the woman a choice. But life is important when it comes to religion. You see, and I know and you know, there are some people in our society that don't care about life. I know some women who have had 10 abortions or more. My mother wasn't married to my father. You know how many women in this society recommended to my mother to abort me? It's a common thing with some people. Oh, you can have another child, just have an abortion. No, 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 no. A girl has gotten pregnant for me and aborted it with all my consent. And I wanted to sue her. I really did. I was pissed. Because, first of all, she acted like the life was nothing. You know, people go through life, and for me, I abhor those kind of things. You can't just take life like that. So there's a moral attachment to that too, based on religion, on my upbringing, on my teaching. You see, and there are some people that don't have that kind of religious upbringing. They don't have that kind of discipline. They don't care. Some people are just doing it out of ignorance. Some young people, abort it. They have no real sense of what they're doing. Spiritual or physical. They just do it because other people say do it. But they don't know. They don't know that's life. That's life. And that's what the Lord tried to preserve. And as Christians and religious people, it behooves us to preserve life for posterity. Because that was the right thing to do by our God, by our upbringing, by our teaching. Life is important. It's significant. It's not something that you just can throw in the garbage. No. Every life has essence. You see, and that's where it differs. Some people hold it dearly, like religious people, people like us who believe, who have God, as opposed to other people who just don't care. They may believe, but they don't have any deep-rooted feelings or moral standings. Yeah, they believe in God, but hey, you know these kind of people, they're planted. And you have those that just don't give a damn at all. So that's why the law is there, to bring sense in the midst of insensitivity. So, but the law still cannot infringe on everybody's rights. You see, and that's the religious part. So our feelings impact the law and how people interact with each other, how we preserve life and move forward. Then life, life is something that we cannot control. We cannot give no take. We cannot give no ticket. So aborting it is going out of the ordinary because we can't give it. We can't take it. It's divine. When we interject ourselves to abort life, it's a sin. It's a sin. Spiritually and under the law. Because the law preserves life. Life is posterity. And when we cut it short, we're cutting our posterity short. And that's not the essence of the law. So here we are again, the fight for life. The second point, religion, the fight for life. Everybody has a right to live. Everybody has a right to live. If you have a right to have sex and be negligent enough to get pregnant, negligent if you don't want to get pregnant. If you're just having sex for fun and you get pregnant, you neglect. You don't have a right to abort it. Because in our culture, sex is not for pleasure. Sex is for procreation. That's why we have females genital circumcision. So women do not enjoy sex. Men not supposed to enjoy it either. It's supposed to be only for procreation. But it's sweet. It's sweet. It's comforting. It's enjoyable. It's different. And these are the realities that the Lord tried to protect against. Because look at our lives. Can you imagine if every time you ejaculate is a child? Let's think about it that way. How many children have you discharged in your lifetime? Because the only release to our sexual urges is through natural releases. We call it daydreaming or whatever it is, or when we're dreaming, we release our hormones. But when we go through the acts of producing it ourselves, ejaculating, sex, fornicating, all these things against the laws of religion, the laws of a church, it's for our own enjoyment. It's not to procreate. Sometimes it is when we get married, if we do have sex with the intention to have children. But other than that, it's just wasting our ejaculation. And every time you ejaculate, you are wasting a child or children. Think about it that way. I'm a teacher. I'm not here to deal with all that thing. But let's just think about it on a broader scale. That's why, under the religious framework, sex is holy, sex is precious, and God tried to control it because it's connected to life. I mean, I'm just stretching my knowledge into that area now. But that all breaks it down to why we protect it under the law. So, and the third point to all of this, is it controlling women? All through society, men have always tried to control women, even to this very day. How much they get paid, how much sex they have, who they love to. Men have always tried to dominate women. Look at all through society. Look at our female genital mutilation. It's to prevent women from enjoying sex. It's not to prevent them from having children. It's to prevent them from enjoying sex. That's all female genital mutilation is about. So men have always tried to control women in some form. And now we do it under the law. We tell women when they can get pregnant, when they can do it with the pregnancy, whether they can body or not. But we have to, because as I said, some people have no respect for the divinity of procreation. So here we are with the law again. And because of these three reasons, in my view, these laws are made to control pregnancy, somewhat the sexual urges of women too. And sometimes necessary. Because some people just go and have abortion like it's nothing. It's nothing. And like I told you, that girl that got pregnant for me and had the abortion, we're not together no more. Because it ended right there. Because in her mind, it was nothing. We could have another one. And I was like, in my mind, it was like, no, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. It's over. No. Because that way the law that Abbott didn't want to pass in Texas and is now, where people cannot just abort children on your own accord. Other people have rights. Other people have interests. The church have interests. The law have interests. So with the 3 points, we look at the overall complexity of the law, and as it relates to women and abortion and all the things. So what happening in Texas now? As I said, this whole process was debated for years. And in 1973, we came to the conclusion with Roe v. Wade, that there would be trimesters of abortion. And women will have certain rights. They will have certain rights over their own bodies. And our job is to protect life. The law is to protect life. Liberty and the pursuit of happiness. So protecting life cannot infringe upon the individual's right too. because the law protects the individual rights too. The woman gotta have right or some kind of control over her own right to her body. And that's where our law were trying to find the nexus. Where can we allow a woman to have control over her body? And where does the law have limitations of its imposition of rights, of sovereignty over the woman? And this has been, everybody has been waiting. I must say, I commented on this thing a while ago. This Texas, these people want to change Roe v. Wade. They want to change. And now, this is the situation right now. The Texas people passed the law, SB 8, prohibiting abortion when there's any sign of a heartbeat, when there's any medical determination of heart activity or cardiac activity. So they're saying that once there's a sign of a heartbeat, you cannot take that baby. No. And Roe v. Wade is saying we're in the first trimester of the first 6 weeks of pregnancy. Even with a heartbeat, some women will not know about it, that they're pregnant. So we're in that period, the law permits them to have abortion. But this law is saying in Texas, if you have abortion, anybody who connected to that pregnancy can sue you or sue anybody who helps. They will not sue the woman, but they will sue anybody who helped that woman, aid and abet with the pregnancy. Anybody who drive her to the pregnancy to take the thing, anybody who advise her, anybody who do anything to have that abortion, they can sue you. So when they passed the law, there was the court put a stay on it first. I think it was the district court, the U.S. district court put a stay on it. Then the Supreme Court permitted it to be passed. Now the DOJ for Biden brought a motion to forget. And Judge Robert Pittman yesterday made a temporary ruling that Texas abortion stand is unconstitutional. It violates Roe v. Wade. A woman has certain rights over her own body for the time being. And everybody watching this case, because Roe v. Wade has been standing since 1973, and these people want to change Roe v. Wade. So if you want to change Roe v. Wade, this will impact the laws of pregnancy throughout the United States of America and the world. So we are looking at this one law now to see where will take us. So Judge Pittman has put a temporary restraining order on it, a preliminary hold, and said, nope, okay, you hold this thing because it's against the law. Now they're going to appeal it. They're going to go to the Supreme Court bench because this is, you can't just change Roe v. Wade like that. You can't just infringe upon women's rights like that. It's federal law. The state can't just change federal law overnight like that. So here they are trying to change the federal law, and they're going to court now. And the Judge Pittman said, no. Hold it. And hear what he's saying. A person's right under the Constitution to choose to obtain an abortion prior to fetal visibility or viability is well established. That's Roe v. Wade. You hear what he's saying? A person's right under the Constitution to choose to obtain an abortion prior to fetal viability. Fetal is the baby, the fetal baby, the sperm that turns into baby. To fetal is not viable yet. There's no life, there's no sign of life until there's a heartbeat. Only a heartbeat can determine life. That means there's blood flow. So there's not flowing. So he's saying prior to fetal viability is well established. Roe v. Wade, 1973. And he goes further to say, fully aware that depriving its citizens of this right by direct state action is unconstitutional. It's unconstitutional. Because the law is saying that now anybody can go sue anybody that help the people wasn't get their abortion. So it's again Roe v. Wade. So here we are on this point. And it's a temporary restraining order. So we still got to see what the Supreme Court will rule on it. But for the time being, most people are rejoicing because Judge Pittman is upholding the 1973 ruling of Roe v. Wade that gives the women certain rights over their body. You know, we've been through this thing so long, man. We're coming to go through this thing all over again. That's why when I heard about all this kind of changing the laws in Texas, I was like, you mean these people coming to tamper with Roe v. Wade again? We've been through this thing to the federal level. Then a state come to take this thing and change it all over again because of Donald Trump and they want to control women. It can't be. So we gotta wait and hear what the Supreme Court say. If they want to make a final decision on this Roe v. Wade or do away with it, because this is a long-standing court premise. And Texas want to change it. So this is what we're saying. I mean, I just wish, I mean, the women are disturbed. I hear the women every day talking about this issue. They are confused and disturbed because whatever Texas does will impact the rights of women. The rights of women to have control over their body, to choose, the right to choose, to keep it or not. So let's see where this case goes so far. But as far as goes, everybody rejoicing so far, especially the women over Judge Pittman's decision. But it's a temporary ruling. So, and it was a 13-page ruling, 113 page, because I guess the judge really wanted to get his point across. Wanted to get his point across on this standing law. I don't know to what extent he went into Roe v. Wade in explaining the premise of the findings of Roe v. Wade and why these people want to change it into another area. But we got to read it. Okay? So that's where we are. And Judge Pittman is with the district court, with the Western District Court of Texas, Austin, Texas. And first, this case was taken to the 5th District Court of Appeal, the 5th U.S. Court of Appeal. They put a stay on it. I told you they put a stay on it, preventing the law from going further into effect. Then the Supreme Court allowed it to go. And the U.S. Department of Justice now is pursuing this motion to block it. And they succeeded thus far. So I know the state is going to appeal, and we're gonna see where it go from there. So that's my first lesson. Let me just take a coffee break. Then I'll go to my second lesson. I hope it made sense to you all. Live in a Polish trunky country called Liberia. Anything can happen. Let's listen to this. This is the chairman of the CPP.
So much money onto themselves. You know, they've taken so much of our national resources that it is, the system is left with nothing except, go to them for help. The lawmakers are making almost $9,000 if you put everything together. $9,000. Every month. So just imagine now. So because of that, they are forced to give some back differently, community, network, hopefully with the CPP government. But we want to do these are some of the things that Lawrence is really, he has a very unique opportunity. He can do research on what people trust in 18 months, or he can do otherwise. But we have to choose the consequences. We have to choose. I mean, to be a lawmaker, that is almost like looking for a job or an opportunity to get money. We need to deal with that. We need to get rid of that. So hopefully, this will be the time.
Okay, that's Mr. Musa Belete. Just before I came on my show, he came on one of the radio stations in Liberia being interviewed and talking about how he's seeking to bring the CPP together and all of that. But he was pointing out that one of the major problems in Liberia is the legislature. He's pointing out that the lawmakers take home $9,000 a month each. Can you imagine that? $9,000 a month each. 100 plus people take home. And these are people that are supposed to be fighting for us. Musa Belete, the chairman of the CPP, is saying that they're robbing us. They're stealing from us. They're taking our daily bread and taking it home every month. He said it has come so bad that our lawmakers are so low down and dirty and useless that they do all the community project now because they know the stealing is so much. They know they are stealing from the Liberian people too much. They got to give some back. So they're doing all the community program, all the talking about they got foundation here. We are being hoodwinked and robbed by our own lawmakers. These people are damn rogues and criminals of the highest or lowest level, whatever you want to put it. It's a shame. It's a shame. Now hear the other one there about framework document and Mo Ali going to investigate who is Mo Ali. Yeah. Our country is in a piece of mess, man. People questioning whether Joe Biden was supposed to speak. Whether Benin Uridan was supposed to speak. And still supposed to speak. They say they're waiting for the framework document. But people complaining that the public noise is too much. Now they have finished with the investigation. They say they're giving it to the lawyers to review, to come up with a decision. And the more they linger with this framework document, the more rumor, the more lies, the more confusion it brings in the community and places the standing of the CPP in question. So here we are. Who to blame? Is it the leadership? Is it Lawrence? Normally Conga Lawrence? You can't blame Lawrence Conga Lawrence. You can't blame her. People say, oh, she should have done this. She's not a politician. She is not a politician. Benana then a politician. But Benana wrote the letter and sent it to Nombly for her to act. And Benana Nombly don't know what to do. He knows it. We know each other in Liberia. I know George Weah's competence. All that doctor bullshit. I know that if I'm dealing with George Weah, I gotta hold his hand and carry him across the damn line, or all of us will fail. I ain't gonna. I'm an educated man. I'm a mature, sound Liberian leader. I'm a political scientist. I know when a man can lead and a man cannot lead. I know that I cannot get George Weah in a document to take care of by himself and expect him to do it effectively. All of us will fail. So if I got something for George Weah to do as his advisor, I will take his hand and make sure he fills that up and crosses the line the right way to completion. But if I leave him halfway and expect George Weah, an incompetent ignoramus called Doctor, to finish something that caused him to use his hair, I'm a dummy myself. George Weah ain't no damn doctor. Doctor what? The commode? If we want our country to move forward, we have to understand as leaders what needs to be done and what must be done without question or hesitance. We must be able to step to the plate, knowing that if we do not do it, it will not happen. So if we know George Weah cannot do something, and we say we left it with him to finish, and it fails, and you stand before me and tell me you left it with George Weah, I will kick you in the gonads. I will kick you. Because you know George Weah ain't know nothing than a fly butt. So why will you leave something with George Weah? You take George Weah's hand like a little baby and cross him across the finish line. Because he got ADD, he got ADHD, he got all kind of attention deficits. The man's an idiot. Now let's take heed and pay attention to our country. Let's take heed and pay attention to the survival of our people. For too long, we've been on this path. For too long, we've been on this path. If the people can't lead, they have to step aside. But we want men to lead us, not immature chickens or chicklings. Get your shit together. And CPP, you people are just causing a bunch of confusion that you don't need to cause. Better not you. What's wrong with you? Man, to lead a small nation, to lead a small patch of the butch, you can't even do the shit the right way. Then when I try to teach you, you don't want to pay attention. That's why I just left you on your own. They're the small little country here, man. This small little baby country, all of you fighting away the ignoramuses. Ignoramuses. What's wrong with you? Let me take a break and sip my coffee now and do my last step and get out of here. It's a shame. It's a shame. It's a shame on all you useless people. Going forward, I've already proposed that they abolish this CPP. I've already proposed it because thus far, you people cannot come together. Thus far, you people do not understand that there's a need for unity. When you fighting forces of evil, look at all the killings going on in our country. Look at all the lawlessness going on in our country. Look at all the pain and sufferings of our people being displayed every day by the protests that are going on every part of our nation. Something is wrong. Something is seriously wrong. And if we cannot produce the leadership necessary to change the trajectory of our present situation, to help us move into a better state of existence, there's serious shit we gotta face. We're in deep shit. Deep shit. And we gotta check ourselves before we wreck ourselves. So, as we all wait for this framework document to come up, the confusion will linger. The confusion will persist. The anger will grow. And the poor people will remain stagnant as usual. We gotta find a common ground to our situation. We gotta find a position where we can trust our leaders, man. Where we trust our men. Where these petty confusion about tampering with documents and cheating things will not be a source of stagnation of our progress and advancement. Right now, our country cannot find leaders. The CDC, ruled by ignoramuses, and they're fighting among themselves right now. The CPP, some will be an educated example of leadership, and we can't tell the difference between them and the CDC. It's a shame. My young children, we're in deep shit. We're in deep shit. We're in deep shit. We're in deep shit. How can we crawl out of this? How can we? Oh Lord, I saw the Guinea man, that other Guinea soldier having inauguration. Can you? I mean, you see other people disgracing Africa. Eh? A soldier having inauguration for what? For overthrowing a man? You're not there at the will of the people. You're there at the gun. Then you have an inauguration for what? Oh, we're in deep shit. We in deep shit. How do we get out of this deep shit? How do we get out of this deep shit? How do we get out of this deep shit? We in deep shit. My children, we in deep shit. How do we get out of this deep shit? I don't know. We gotta fight. We gotta struggle. Hey, we in deep shit. Oh, deep shit. We in deep shit. We need to overhaul our whole society. I keep telling you this thing. The way our society is right now, the stealing, the killing. Look at the video out today. People crying on the police, saying the police involved with the ritualistic killing. They arrested people for killings, and the police killed the people who are the witnesses. We in deep shit. We in deep shit. We in deep, 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 deep shit. Oh, so deep. So deep. We in deep shit. Have a good day, folks. We in deep shit, though. Sometimes, shit, the shit's so deep I can't. Even if you put on glasses, you can't see. Shit. We deep. We deep. We in deep shit.